Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Now, what a terrible result. I woke up this morning in a good mood after watching a clip of Jurgen Klopp's press conference yesterday.
I can, or I will, not answer the question because this is, we never speak about these kind of things. We will spend in the summer. So that's what I can say. Definitely, the club will spend in the summer. Definitely. For who and how many and stuff like this. There's nothing to say about really.
And despite me predicting a City win, I feel a bit more upbeat after listening to that. Maybe that's because of the long-term vision of Liverpool rebuilding in the summer. But nevertheless, it gave me a positive vibe. Then I saw the lineup where Haaland was not in the squad. He wasn't even on the bench, which was a slight relief. But having said that, I knew seeing Alvarez in the starting lineup was not something where I'd be happy about because he's, for me, an adequate replacement. And our defense had to be on our A game, which unfortunately didn't happen. Ake as well playing as a left back to Mark Salah, which was an interesting battle. In terms of Liverpool, it was a positive lineup to begin with Harvey Elliott in the midfield. I was expecting Milner to play, which goes to show that Klopp really wanted to take the game to City and try to claim all 3 points. So at that stage, before the game, I wouldn't say I was confident about the match itself, but I was definitely hoping for a draw or somehow able to nick a draw. So let's get into the match analysis. But before we do, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you're a Liverpool fan, feel free to drop a comment in the live chat. If you're watching this in the replay, drop a comment in the comment section. So let's begin with the match analysis. So first half, on the 8th minute, first shot from City, where De Bruyne lofts the ball into the box and Gundogan heads towards goal. Comfortable save for Alisson there. Then in the 10th minute, Rodri takes a crack from outside the box, again saved by Alisson. And Kevin De Bruyne was fouled just on the edge of the box by Henderson. A free kick from Mahrez, who was so close to scoring, just missed the post there. Elliott and Salah, moments later in the 15th minute, tried to attack the City defense, but it was blocked by Diaz, I believe it was. This was the first time in the game that Liverpool attacked City in the box, as the opening 15 minutes was pretty much all City. And then it was Liverpool who broke the deadlock and they took the lead in the 17th minute. Great long pass by Trent Alexander-Arnold to Jota, who goes through on goal. He lays it off to Mo Salah and he smashes it in the top of the corner. Nice goal from Liverpool there. Good move. Mahrez on the 21st minute was close to scoring, but his shot hit over the bar. Liverpool on the counter-attack on the 25th minute. Elliott had a free ball for Salah. Salah runs down the left wing. For me, should have done better trying to find a pass across the pitch to Jota, but it was blocked by Grealish, who did fantastically well to track back Mo Salah there. And speaking of Jack Grealish, this is where it all began. They got the equalizer moments later in the 27th minute as he becomes a provider for the equalizer. Puts it on a plate for Alvarez. Easy finish for the striker. 1-1. Now, a big point in the game was Rodri's foul around the 33rd minute, where moments earlier he actually got a yellow card where was the right decision, and then he fouled Gakpo later on. Should he have received a second yellow? Speaking as a neutral, I'm going to take my Liverpool hat on. I think it would have been soft to give that as a yellow. But having said that, I have seen it in the past where if a player has just received a yellow card, the referee would warn him and say, look, you've got one. If you do another foul, you will get a second yellow. So in this game, it could have easily been a second yellow. But I think the referee was trying to control the tempo of the game. And Yeah, I wasn't expecting a second yellow for Rodri there. Overall, in terms of the first half, I think it was a good game, a fair result, as the match was evenly contested. The second half was not in the same reflection as the first half. So the first half, City were rampant. They started off the second half in great fashion. Great pass by Alvarez to Mahrez, who squares it to De Bruyne. Another tap in, a poor goal to concede for Liverpool, who tried to attack City actually from the kickoff, but clearly that move didn't go to plan. So at that stage of the game, 2-1, the next goal will be crucial in the outcome of the game. And then 5-6 minutes later, City attack again. Grealish on the left wing. He dinks a nice pass to Gundogan, who hits the ball straight to Alisson. But then it was Gundogan who was the goal scorer with the third goal for City. Alvarez takes a shot on goal, blocked by the defense, but Gundogan from close range smashes it into the back of the net. So at that stage, the whole team pretty much looked shell-shocked, and there was no response. Gakpo, moments later, tries to attack the City defense. His shot was deflected for a corner. And then a few moments again, he was fouled in the penalty box. So you're thinking, surely a penalty, right? No, it wasn't. It was a bit of simulation, to say the least. No harm done, I guess, in that regards. 69th minute, Klopp makes wholesale changes to the team. He brings on Nunes, Firmino, Tsimikas, and Oxlade-Chamberlain for Jota, Salah, Robertson, and Elliott. So positive substitutions. And he also switched the formation to a 4-4-2 formation. Now, can this change the outcome of the game? And the answer is no, it doesn't. Grealish opens his scoring account. And for me, deservedly so. He was definitely the best player for City and on the pitch in general. Good bit of play by City. 1-2 with Kevin De Bruyne on the left-hand side. And sliding finish to get City's fourth goal. Despite this being the 73rd minute, game over, despite 20 minutes left in the game. So overall, a disappointing result. With such a shame, as we showed a good account of ourselves in the first half. But I felt like with Liverpool, it's such a funny thing. We start a game on a half tank. If we're not blowing teams away in the first half or taking a lead in the second half, we're not winning games at all. So for me, I question the mentality of this team. As in previous seasons, if we concede a goal, it's no harm done. We go again. No issue at all. Now, this current team appeared deflated, and that's exactly what happened for City's second goal. Maybe it was the timing of the goal, as it was just after the second half. But for me, we should have shrugged it off and tried to go for that equalizer. But let's not dwell on the Liverpool performance too much. Let's give credit to the opposition. Credit to City, who were fantastic in the second half. And they certainly upped the levels and showed why they've been such a dominant team this year. I expected City to win, but I wanted to see more fight from the Liverpool team, especially in the second half. But it wasn't to be. But before we conclude the show, I'll do a quick player ratings for the team. Now, please take into account that these ratings are not based on the result entirely, but in terms of the individual performances. But before I begin, just got a comment here from Madison Smith. That run back by Grealish to disrupt the counter with Salah, so Liverpool didn't make it 2-0 was huge. Yep, that was definitely a big point in the game. I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans feel discouraged about the Rodri incident. For me, that was never a second yellow, so you're going to have to give the benefit of the doubt there. But yes, if that move had happened, it would have been an easy goal for Jota, who I believe was the player on the right-hand side. Easy chance for him to score, and it could have been a different game. But yeah, great tracking back by Grealish. For me, definitely the best player on the pitch. So let's get into it. So share screen, and let's go with the goalkeeper. So, 4-1 defeat. Alisson shouldn't be praised or given a high ranking with that regards. But having said that, I think he made some good saves in the game. The fourth goal, at that stage, we were losing the game. But the fourth goal would have been questionable in terms of maybe his position could have been better. He could have read the situation more where he knew that from the right-hand side, Mahrez was going to hit the cross. So maybe if he moved a few steps ahead, he could have been able to get the ball before it reached to Kevin De Bruyne. Little details, but I think overall, he had a solid game. So I have to put Alisson in the solid section. Then we've gone for Trent Alexander-Arnold. The fullbacks for me had a difficult game to say the least. They were left isolated. They weren't really defensive-minded at this stage, and the midfielders didn't really cover the fullbacks in that regards as well. So not a great in the office for either fullback. In terms of Trent Alexander-Arnold, I would probably put him in the average ranking. There he is. Put him in the average ranking. Robertson for me was, if I had to be sort of nitpick, I think he was worse in comparison to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Positionally, he was really bad, but in terms of even in the final third, I feel like his final ball let him down. Trent Alexander got the assist, which is probably why I've just nipped him over into that average section. But Robertson, for me, was poor in this game. Konate wasn't at his usual best, to be fair. There were moments where I think he took too long to distribute the ball, gave away some wayward passes as well. Wasn't as dominant as he normally is, so I'm going to give him an average ranking as well. Van Dijk, obviously, whenever Liverpool lose, he will always be, or should I say, the spotlight will always be on him in terms of why Liverpool have lost, why have Liverpool conceded goals. I don't think he was that bad today. He made some good clearances in terms of free kicks and set pieces, but he wasn't at his best either, so I'm going to put him in the average ranking. They all could have been in the poor section, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Midfield for me, I think Fabinho was poor. I don't want to talk about transfers as we're just highlighting a match here, but if I was the Liverpool management or the owners, I would consider selling Fabinho in the summer. I just think he doesn't have the legs anymore. This is the time to cash in on him and use that money into our transfer key and try to recruit some young players or a better defensive midfielder, in my opinion, that has more tactical awareness and is a bit more aggressive in his play. But yes, in terms of Fabinho's performance, definitely below par. So I'm going to put him in the poor section here. Henderson for me was average, didn't really do much. He was obviously physical in terms of his play in the midfield battle, but didn't really do much in terms of final output. Defensively, even in terms of his positional sense, wasn't the best. So I'll put him in the average section. Elliott for me, such a talented player, but lacks tactical awareness, especially when he plays at number 8. But then having said that, where is his best position? We don't play with number 10, which I think that is probably his best role. And when he plays on the right-hand side of an attack, lacks the pace and aggression to attack the wing as well. So I think gave the ball away quite a few times, tried to make things happen, but for me, it just wasn't good enough today. So I'll put him in the average section here as well. The front three for me were, but I know we've only scored one goal, but were the better players in my opinion. Jota for me, who I normally not criticize, but I do feel like he lacks the intelligence in terms of link up play. But today he was fantastic. He was really, really good. So with that said, I'm actually going to put him in the solid section. I think he definitely did really well. He set up the goal for Mohamed Salah. But in overall play, he defended well. It's a shame he didn't complete the game. He was taken off around the hour mark. But yeah, I think that was one of his better performances. For me, he just needs a goal under his belt. Once he gets that goal, I think his confidence will definitely hit the roof. It's been nearly a year, unfortunately, since he scored a goal. So hopefully it comes in the forthcoming games. Next player, Gakpo. So for me, I think Gakpo was one of the better players today. When he's dribbling with the ball, he surprisingly looks quicker than he is, and he made some good runs with his dribbling. Tried to get a penalty, yeah, that wasn't happening. But overall, he was probably the more attacking threat from the Liverpool front three. So I'm giving him a solid ranking as well. Mo Salah, for me, was good in the first half. I think he brought his international form into this game where he scored a couple of goals for Egypt. Definitely looked aggressive. Pretty much had Ake on the ropes. Ake couldn't get a foot in from Mo Salah at all. But obviously, once the Man City got the second, the third goal, the team were pretty much deflated and he didn't really have much involvement. Having said that, I think he had a solid performance overall. The subs that came on, it was 5 in total. Obviously, a positive change from Klopp to bring on these players and change formation. But I feel like the mentality of this team is we're not the mentality monsters anymore, unfortunately. This is something that needs to be worked on or resolved in the summer. It's just not looking good. We seem so deflated after we concede goals. Don't have that next gear in us. So let's put Tsimikas. I don't think these players had enough time or did enough to warrant any other ranking. So they're all going to go in the average section. So that's Tsimikas, Oxlade-Chamberlain. You've got Firmino, and you've got Darwin Núñez as well. And Milner, sorry, he was the 5th sub. I just remembered. He only played for 10 minutes. So yeah, that is the ranking, unfortunately. Just got a comment here from Jordan. Hey, bro. How you doing, Jordan? Hope you're good. That concludes the show for today. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Madison and Jordan for your comment. Appreciate it as always. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. The next show will be taking place on Monday as we preview Liverpool's second game of match week 29, which is against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. A tricky encounter. After this result, will we have the confidence to go into that game? I hope so. I think Chelsea are a different outfit in terms of Man City. But hey, remains to be seen. But as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and don't let this result ruin your weekend. So have a great weekend and see you all on Monday. Goodbye.